Hello and welcome back to Outreach's YouTube channel. We're continuing on in our parent question series, and I've got two special guests here with me today, and I'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Amanda Campbell. I'm the counselor for the BCE program here at SCC.
Hi, I'm Caroline Fortuno. I'm the job developer for business and career education at SCC.
We're so excited to have you both here today to answer some questions about our business career education program. So one of the first questions we commonly get from parents is, what is a job training certificate and how can it help my students?
Great question. So we have different certificates for all of our different programs. They range from certificate of proficiency to certificate of achievement. So as far as our certificate of proficiency, that usually requires 12 or less units. And that's really showing that you have entry-level skills for whatever you were majoring in. Then we also have, which can directly build off of that, our certificate of achievements, which are a little bit more requirements in regards to units. So maybe 20 or more units. And those are actually state approved and notated on your transcript. And those definitely help you get your foot in the door for specific industries. So they're good opportunities to think about getting a certificate of achievement, and you could possibly pair that with an associate's degree by taking general education, and then even taking it at the next level, which would be transfer.
Yes, and completing a certificate of proficiency or achievement, it definitely helps a student to have a foundation of knowledge in a certain area or industry, which in turn helps them enter the workforce potentially. An example would definitely be our real estate program. It is a fast track program. Students can take about 3 courses and then also qualify for the California Department of Real Estate license exam. I do have some of our faculty members, they'll let me know when a student is ready to do an internship. So once we get there, I can help a student prepare, do their resume, and connect them with some employers in the real estate industry.
The next question we have is, can students complete a certificate and a transfer program simultaneously?
So yeah, great question. We get asked this a lot. So technically the answer is yes. So you can definitely get a certificate and transfer, and there are traditional programs within the BCE program that kind of streamline that. So maybe something in business, biotech, child development. However, we do have some very technical programs, and the thing that occurs there is, let's say you are interested in water utility science and you work your way up from certificate of proficiency to a certificate of achievement, and you finish general education, so you also get an associate's. Well, at that point, you'd probably be pretty close to 60 units, and you do need 60 units to transfer to university, which is a combination of major prep and general education. And so you would technically have that with a water utility science program. However, there isn't necessarily a water utility science program at a university or a Cal State University or a UC school. So that's where you might actually end up having to take some additional courses depending upon what your certificate that you achieved is, so that you're in line to transfer to a 4-year university that actually has a major that you're looking for. So we have definitely seen students that are interested in water utility go on, complete those certificates, get employed, and then kind of return, or simultaneously as they're working, continue to take classes for maybe a major in business or public administration, chemistry, something of that nature.
So it sounds like students are able to, they could transfer, or they could just get the certificate program and potentially go into the workforce. Okay. And then the next question we have is, what are some popular business career education programs at SCC and how do they work?
Yes, that's a great question. We have technically 16 different programs. They range from our most technical, which would probably be our survey mapping, all the way, which has been mentioned before, to child development, which is pretty well known and, a pretty standard major that we have here on campus. As I think Caroline briefly touched on, we also have a real estate program that does draw a lot of attention because you can take 3 classes. So it's kind of our fast track program that we have. When you take those 3 classes, you're then able to actually sit for the state licensing exam. So it's a really great opportunity for students, and that's something that can be complete within maybe a semester or two, depending on how you take the classes. We also have a public works program that we haven't mentioned yet that we'd like to highlight. Within public works, we have construction management, construction inspection, and then we also have code enforcement that falls under that umbrella. For code enforcement, we like to kind of highlight this program as well because you're actually able to take 4 classes that are a week long during maybe one semester, and then you would be able to now have that certificate of proficiency in code enforcement and make yourself very marketable to both different cities and municipalities and be employable. So that's also a great opportunity. The other one we've kind of briefly touched on would be our water utility science program. Again, that's another great program where you're able to take the entry level class for that, which is our water math 050, which is water mathematics and hydraulics. And then you would pair that with something that you're interested in, another entry level course for either treatment, distribution, or wastewater. And then after you've taken kind of those quick entry level classes, you're then again able to sit for the state exams for either what they call a T2 or D2, so treatment or distribution level 2 exam and certificate, which is great. So there's a lot of good programs, a lot of good opportunities for certificates, associate's degrees, transfer, and different education.
Just to add on to Amanda, as she mentioned, water utility science and public works are some of our popular programs. We do offer a great service to our student. We do a career resource fair just for those students every semester. We gather local government agencies, sanitation districts, and water companies to come out, talk to our students about their company and their opportunities. So it's a real great way to connect those students.
The next question we have is there anything my student can do now to get started in a business career education program?
Definitely. So, I mean, we do encourage career exploration. We have different events to help with that, but I think the one starting point would be dual enrollment. And that's not necessarily specific to BCE. That is a program that's just offered through SCC. So dual enrollment allows high school students to take courses for free at community college. And those courses could be located at the high school campus, at SCC, or even online. Within BCE, the programs that we're kind of highlighting now to high school students would be our biotech program, our business information worker, along with our after school program certificate, just to kind of name a few. And then I think this kind of ties into the previous question that you asked, which is I'm currently working with a student who took, I think it was 1 or 2 of our water utility science courses in high school. They've now transitioned to SCC. So they took advantage of that dual enrollment program. They're now at SCC kind of completing the rest of the courses for the certificate program, as well as general education. And their goal is to obtain their certificate and then finish everything that they need to actually transfer on as a chemistry major for either a UC or a Cal State school. So it's a really good opportunity, and there's definitely students out there taking advantage of it, and we would encourage that.
And another thing, so if a student does decide to pursue a program under business and career education, something I can already help them with is putting together their resume and cover letter, connecting them to different opportunities. Something that we also offer our employer information workshops. So that's something our dual enrollments can attend. It's a way to meet employers and companies and see what type of future opportunities they have available.
The next couple of questions is just mostly about services. So how can my student connect with a business career education counselor and job developer?
Yeah, so great question. We're definitely here and we're happy to help students out. So we are both available via phone, Zoom, Cranium, which is the online service that we use to connect with students, and email. So I would say probably the best means, the first line of contact would be email. And then we'll definitely look forward to setting something up to discuss some of our programs in detail with you.
And then lastly, how are BCE services accessible online?
So as Amanda said, we are available via Cranium, our live chat system, as well as Zoom for our online appointments. However, our workshops as well as our events for the fall semester will be held virtually and online.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today and answering these questions. I'm sure they'll be super informative to not only parents, but also students. To everybody watching, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Amanda and Caroline.
Thank you.
Thank you.